Hi, this is Rachel coming to you with this week's Sparkle of Shabbat. We are back from a spectacular trip in Israel, and I had a couple of reflections with regard to safeguarding our coming and going in Israel. This goes back actually to a trip that we were lucky enough to take earlier this year to Switzerland. And we were getting ready to travel, and it was the beginning of people coming out of COVID time and starting to travel again. And I was very anxious about the traveling and about getting back and forth safely. So I know we've talked in the past about the idea that we can say a prayer or a blessing for safeguarding our going and coming, and that it can be for big trips like traveling overseas, and then it can also be for just literally driving around our neighborhoods or going to maybe to another town. And actually, I think probably the law says that we should be traveling a certain distance, but in any case, it's something that I like to reflect on, coming back and forth safely. So I was thinking a lot about that with our Switzerland trip, and so nervous, and I was so thankful that we were able to get to Switzerland safely, and I was just really grateful about that and really thinking a lot about it. And so we make it safely, we do all the COVID testing, and had a lovely trip, and then we come back, we make it safely, we do all the COVID testing back and forth, and this was in a time when you were required to test to get in anywhere and then to test to come back to the US. And so we make it all the way back and get to our car, and we're driving home, and we get home and we are locked out of our house here at home. So when I was praying so much, please safeguard our coming and going, please Hashem, I neglected to mention that not only did we want to get to our destination safely, but that when we got home, I would like to actually get back into our house. I prayed to get back home, but I was not specific enough to pray to actually get into our house. We had locked ourselves out. It was a comedy of errors, and no one had a key, and I will spare you the details of that. We do have keys now, but it was frustrating at the time, and then afterwards it was really funny about be careful what you pray for. Because it can come true. So we were on our vacation safely, we came back safely, but we were not able to get into our house. And so it reminded me to be very, very specific with our prayers, because sometimes they really are answered if we're lucky enough, or if it's the right thing for us, I guess. And you can get specifically what you ask for. So do ask to come back into your home. There is a second thought with regard to safeguarding our going and coming, and I will save that for next week. It's kind of the sequel to this Switzerland trip, and it's some reflections on the coming and going of our wonderful Israel trip, and I'll be curious what you think about that. So my sparkle for this week would be when you pray for things, pray very specifically, because when those prayers are answered, please God, they can be answered in a very specific way. Shabbat Shalom.